Hey, I'm Brian the Land Guy. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes of operating a business, such as mine, and that is responsibility. I am carrying out this 5-part series of This Chose Me, and it just so happened that today it's about responsibility. So let's go ahead and take a little bit more of a deep dive into what I'm talking about. So as much as I enjoy running the equipment and performing that job for those landowners, I've learned that that is just a part of having a business. That is just a part of having that responsibility. You see, there's actually a whole lot that goes on that people don't even realize. They don't see. Running a business isn't just about jumping on that machine and performing that job. But it's about all that other extra responsibility that you have outside of running that equipment to be legit and to operate how you should as a business. You see, behind every job, there's a lot that goes on behind the camera that people don't see. You've got your planning, you've got your estimates, you've got your budget, you've got your paperwork, your computer work, your marketing, your taxes, your insurance, your license, your equipment cost, your maintenance, your fuel. None of that's glamorous. And I'm not here to bore you with that, but I do feel like it's my responsibility to tell you all that there's a lot behind operating a business than what you think. But those other things that you don't see, they actually matter. And I am just wanting to share with you just what a few of those are. You see, I've learned pretty quick. Now, I had a big learning curve about operating a business. I was not raised in a family of business owners. In fact, in the middle part of my life is when I left my job with MoDOT, where I was working for someone, and someone else always took care of this behind the scenes stuff. I was there to do the job and to collect my paycheck every 2 weeks. And I had my evenings free, I had my weekends free. I didn't think about anything pertaining to that job. I was able to forget about it when the end of the day was. I went home and didn't have to worry about it. But as a business owner, that's not the case. It seems like when you get done with that job, you still have those things in the evening to do. You still have those estimates to look at and people to meet and emails to respond to and marketing to do. There's actually a lot that kind of goes into that. You see, all of this is a responsibility, and I must make sure that I carry out that responsibility well to be an effective business, but also to be a legit business. You see, all of these extra costs that goes in, like the good insurance and the taxes and the equipment and the upkeep and all of that, that has to be figured in to that job that you're bidding or that property that you're looking at. And I'll be honest with you, those are not glamorous conversations with the landowners to discuss with them why your estimate is so high. It's not just doing the job itself, but you have to cover all the extra costs that goes on behind the scenes. And I'll be honest, everybody wants a good deal, even myself. And I totally get that. But the reality is, you get what you pay for. And if someone's price sounds too good to be true, usually something's missing. Maybe they don't have insurance. Maybe they're not paying their taxes. Maybe they're lacking experience or accountability when something goes wrong. Can you imagine hiring somebody to come out and do a job and somehow someone got hurt and they didn't have the insurance? Those are the types of things that people most likely don't see or understand. So make sure that whenever you get that estimate or you get that quote and you see that, man, that is really expensive, think about all the extra costs that goes on behind the scenes that most people don't see. I don't want to operate shady, to be honest with you. That would be awesome if I wouldn't have to pay my monthly insurance of hundreds of dollars a month just to be able to operate a business. or have to pay those quarterly taxes of thousands of dollars that's due every year. That would be, man, that would be awesome. Boy, I can go out and I can make good money and I wouldn't have to charge a whole lot of money to cover all those extra costs. But that's not how I work. I don't want to take that gamble with someone else's land if something goes south. I don't want to risk my family's future by cutting corners. I want to make sure I do things right to protect the landowner, to protect me, and to protect everyone involved. There's a peace of mind that comes with knowing that all these things are taken care of, even though it's going to cost more. You see, there was a big learning curve for me, and I won't pretend that I have it all together, to be honest with you. It would have been wonderful if I had it figured out from day one, but I'm still learning. I've got my taxes coming up where I meet with the CPA, and we're going to be going over all the expenses, and it's crazy how much expenses you have in operating a business. I look back in my QuickBooks and it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I've spent that much money on those different things just to be able to be in business. There was a learning curve, and as I said, I'm still learning it. I'm learning about taxes, even though a lot of it's over my head, but I really depend on my CPA. Learning how to be able to price those jobs effectively and honestly to cover all of those costs that goes on behind the scenes. Learning how to cover those expenses without sacrificing quality. Those were some of the lessons that I had to learn that was uncomfortable, but that was the responsibility that I could not ignore. Now you're saying, Brian, was there some jobs that you went out and did and you did not make anything because you didn't plan effectively? Yes, I sure did, and I sure have. But I will not continue to make that mistake because I have to make a profit as well. And so you have to figure all these other extra costs of being in business in your pricing. You see, I've got a family that I need to support. I've got things that I desire and things that I want. And what I do, it takes a lot of long hours, to be honest with you. You still have those jobs that have to be done. You still have those expectations of the landowner that you have to do. And in the evening, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes on with my family and my wife because I'm getting back with people, I'm texting people, emailing people, I'm trying to market and keep my Facebook business page going. And then we got these YouTube videos that we're also doing as well, and all the editing that goes on behind the scenes that people think that I can just get on a camera and talk so great and so effectively, but they don't realize the hours that goes in just to make a 15-minute video. Excuse me. But listen, I've got my family that supports me and loves me, and they want me to do right. They want me to do it the right way. And I've got landowners that want me to operate the right way and to be legit. Doing things right actually matters because people's trusting me. They're trusting me with their land. They're trusting me that I know what I'm doing. They're trusting me with their money. They're trusting me that I'm going to show up, return their calls, and make sure that I follow through with the promises that I've told them and the expectations of what they're going to receive. That trust deserves honesty. And when it comes to the extra cost, or maybe it might take a little bit longer, I'm going to do it because I have to stand upon my word to make sure that I do it right. That responsibility and faith kind of go hand in hand. If you've been given an opportunity, you've been given a gift or a calling, you're expected to do it well and not be shady, but to steward it well, that calling or that gift. That includes how you operate behind the scenes, how you treat people, how you handle money. All of those things kind of go hand in hand. And for me, running the business the right way isn't just about success, but it's about obedience. It's about to be an effective, legit business, I have to operate properly. And I didn't have that figured out at first, but I'm learning and I'm getting there. But you know what? To be honest with you, anyone can start a business. But not everyone is willing to carry out that extra responsibility that comes with it. Doing it right, even when it's hard, is what allows it to last. Doing the right thing. And to be honest with you, I take this calling serious. It's not something I take lightly, because when it comes to people and it comes to land that you're serving, and when it comes to faith and it comes to family who supports me, even though this work might stretch me and it challenges me, but it grows me in ways that I didn't realize or expect. And when I look back now, I can see how this chose me. So keep in mind, as we finish this video, responsibility is a matter that we should take serious. And it is something that has challenged me. It's something that I'm still learning, but I want to be effective, and I want to make sure that I do those things in my business to the best of my abilities, because I have people that are supporting me and relying on me, and I have to be legit. So thank you again for watching this video. I'm Brian, the Land Guy. Stay tuned for our next part of this series before we finish it up. And I've got some jobs lined up next week that we're going to be taking you out on the job and showing you what we're going to be doing to help out this particular landowner that is struggling with a need. All right, well, you all take care. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.